EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Tears are running down from some quarters, but there's definitely tears of joy in the other quarters.
From Cape Town, John Commit is the chairman of Cape Town City. John, thank you so much for your time.
But we're not going to cry over the spilt milk. We went to the playoffs with our eyes open and we didn't make it. So now, we need to roll up our sleeves, suck it up. The only problem is in NFD, am I only playing against the 11 players on the opposite side? Or am I playing against 12 players every game? And we all know what I'm talking about.
You know the refereeing story. It's going to hit you. The bottom line is that nothing happens. So it will continue.
Rob, I'm not aware.
The minister was very vocal about VAR, Rob. It was supposed to be April.
We don't only concentrate on big things. People are asking me, why is it VAR? And I said the month of April. I've done it. The money is there. The 90 million is there. So people stop asking me where's VAR. I have done what I promised to do.
Farouk Kadodia, the chairman of Durban City, to chat to us. So you will headhunt the next coach?
Correct.
Does the board then not come in? So the same board that led to a breakdown in the negotiation with Simo then takes a back seat, you take the front seat, and you move forward.
Undoubtedly, I will bring the coach to do a presentation to the board, and then obviously a decision jointly will be taken between me and the board.
As you said, you're looking for a coach with more experience, somebody who maybe would have coached at this level before. They would come in at a bigger budget. That's something you've accepted, right?
The risks are a bit less when you're looking for an experienced coach. So maybe, there can be a different situation with finance.
You have new investors?
Yes, we do have, yeah.
Don't find a valid reason why he was fired. It's just this thing that chairmen do. They fire their coach who work hard to put the teams to PSL. Once they get there, they drop them.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
All right, it's Friday again. Looking forward to our legend. He's here and he's going to be sitting down in the hot seat, tracking back his career and everything else. It is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Massive weekend coming up. Hey, Lewis Hamilton has also warned Ferrari fans not to expect too much in terms of change from the upgraded floor that the team have brought to this weekend's Austrian Grand Prix. So Hamilton has endured a hugely disappointing debut campaign in Ferrari after joining in a blockbuster switch, though, from Mercedes. And with the 7-time world champion having failed to score a Grand Prix podium finish across his first 11 races in red.
The team have worked really hard to bring a new floor, so we have, I think it's, I really don't know we don't know what kind of step it is, so I'll find out tomorrow.
All right, important one as far as Formula One is concerned. Also massive as the Proteas. The coach, Shukri Conrad, says that he is prioritizing workload management, though, for his all-format players, leading to some of the players being rested for the upcoming series against Zimbabwe. Now, this approach aims to balance the players' heavy schedules, which include domestic as well as international competitions, and also preparing them for the future tournaments like the 2027 World Cup. Now, Conrad has emphasized that the players chosen for the Zimbabwe series, excluding those rested, represent the next best options, though, for the test team.
Yeah, look, I think it's the all-format guys that have been rested. If you go back to what their last couple of months have looked like, I mean, they played test series against, we had, was it Sri Lanka, Pakistan back home. Then they had SA20. Then they went straight from there into an IPL, and the IPL went on for a bit longer. Then we had the World Test Championship final. So their last couple of months have been chock-a-block. And then if you cast your eye on what the next few months look like for us, starting with obviously this series, and then we go a couple of days after we go Australia, England. We felt it was the best thing for them to freshen up. And that was the big thing for me, is for them to get a really good break away from cricket, freshen up, and then also use this opportunity to look at guys that potentially could stake a claim to make that T20 World Cup squad. You know, our sights are firmly now on what that T20 World Cup squad could look like. And the guys that are currently, or the guys that have been selected, they've obviously got the inside lane as to staking a claim to get themselves a boarding pass on that flight to India in February. Anrich, unfortunately, has got another stress reaction. He didn't go to MLC, so that's unfortunate. If he were going to MLC, he would definitely have been in the squad. And Shamo, well, him and I are going to have a chat sometime this week still. Like I said, the guys that are in this squad have definitely got the inside lane. We've got 3 spinners included in this squad. So those are the 3 frontline spinners for the T20 World Cup.
Well, Conrad also says that the selection of Pretorius, though, for the upcoming T20I series is a reward for form and flair. So the 19-year-old batter will lit up the 2025 SA20 with 397 runs, now the most in the tournament, and now earning his maiden international call-up.
Obviously, I'll be excited, you know, for Luandre. I think he's they're a special breed, the type of players that the way they announce themselves on the bigger stage. You know, he's come up, played in the Under-19 World Cup, did really well there, debuted SA20. He was phenomenal there. Played first-class cricket for the Titans, 100 on debut, 100 in the final. So that says that there's something special about him, you know, and we obviously are very excited to have him and some of the other younger bucks in the setup and to see how his journey and what his journey is going to look like going forward.
Well, Trent Alexander-Arnold believes that he had his best game in a Real Madrid jersey after playing in a win-back position during the 3-0 win over RB Salzburg in the FIFA Club World Cup.
Today was our best game as a team. I felt that for me personally as well. Today was the best game I've had. It seemed to click out there. We had a game plan. We executed it really well, and we were very happy with the win today. It was our aim to top the group. Still unbeaten. And today, 3 goals and a clean sheet is a good confidence boost going into the round of 16. The manager speaks to me a lot individually to make sure I understand everything that gets said, as all the meetings are in Spanish. So, you know, he goes out his way, the staff go out the way to make sure I understand everything and the game plan. And, you know, you step out onto the pitch knowing that it's the same. You know, whether what club you play for, international football, at the end of the day, you step out there and you're playing against a team and you've got a job to do. So, you know, there's differences, but, you know, it's football.
Right, it is football, it was football, and that was the career of Mark van Heerden. Tonight, he's my guest.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
And the Banga coach, Batate League, they must be grateful for that man.
Farouk Kadodia, the chairman of Durban City, to chat to us. A bit of a bombshell, we didn't expect that. What led you to parting ways with Simodlala?
Look, I think it was a very difficult decision. It wasn't the easiest of all. But unfortunately, the end result has been the situation of reaching financial terms. And the coach has his expectations, and you fully respect that.
Rob, let me hit direct to the call. Mr. Farukan, we trusted you in football of South Africa, but the way you're trying to play the games, you'll cry. You won't last this season if you're doing like chopping and checking. Ask TDL, Black Leopard, ask Prajay, Jomason. Bye-bye. We'll see you next year at the relegation zone. Thank you very much.
Sure.
#MSW. #MSW. Friday nights, always. This is how we do it. About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Yeah, it is a Friday. Friday Legends is proudly brought to you by Slow Mag. Beat your slump. Well, he's looking forward to Fridays, guys. I can tell you that is why tonight we're going to be rolling back the years. We're going to be lacing up our boots of memory. Now, take a bit of a deep dive into the beautiful game through the eyes of one of South Africa's most dependable left backs. A man of quiet strength, resolute spirits, undeniable class. From humble beginnings, though, to the bright lights of the Premier Soccer League. What a journey. I mean, from captaining AmaZulu to lifting silverware with Orlando Pirates. From overcoming injuries to earning his place, though, in the Bafana Bafana jersey. His career, I can tell you, is testament to hard work, perseverance, staying true to the grind. Pretty calm. Always has the triple C. Calm, consistent, courageous. I mean, he was the kind of player that every coach could trust and every teammate could count on. I think we all knew that he was a free kick specialist, a defensive stalwart, a leader in silence, but very verbal at times, because that's what football demands of you. When he built his name, not with noise, but with moments, big moments, and none bigger than when the ball was still just outside the box. He knew he had to get away. It was his moment. He was going to sort things out. And tonight we unpack the highs, the heartbreaks, the dressing room moments, the battles on the pitch, and also the man behind the jersey. Now, this is the story of a footballer who never let the spotlight define him, but he let his boots do the talking. His name, Mark van Heerden. Good to see you.
Mr. Marawa, thank you very much. Honor and a privilege to be here finally, sir.
You've never been this formal before. You used to call me Rob. Now it's like you're at home affairs, Mr. Marawa.
Yeah, I think once you grow older, you get a little bit wiser.
How wise are you now compared to before August of 2024?
Yeah, I think a little bit wiser, especially with the career path I've chosen. Learning a lot from very established people in the industry. So yeah, it's been a journey.
Who's been the biggest influence? I mean, you talk about influential people that you look up to, people who influenced your journey. Who's been the most consistent? And leave deliberately so, because we'll get to them later. Leave family out of it.
To be honest with you, my agent, Mike McCobb, he helped me a lot through my younger days in my career. But I mean, there's just too many to talk about. You work with so many great coaches, so many people behind the scenes, team managers, players. There's just too many to mention.
Let's deal with something current. 48 hours ago, your former team, Cape Town City, was relegated for the first time.
Yeah.
We had John Committus on the line yesterday, lamenting all that could have gone right or wrong. Obviously wrong, because if it was right, they would still be in the league. I mean, what do you make of it? How do you react to such a team that's never really been outside of the top 8, now having to play in the first division?
Yeah, for me it was a very, very sad football. Not only very sad moment, excuse me. Not only for the team, but for football in general in Cape Town. You look at a team like Cape Town City, the way it's run, managed, organized, and the personnel behind the scenes, the players on the field, and then the young ones coming through. So you feel heavy-hearted when such moments and situations happen in football. But this is the game. This is the game of football. And if you don't put your best foot forward, every game, these are the situations you find yourself in. I feel for the people of Cape Town, and especially the players and the backroom staff.
I mean, it's almost like third time unlucky for Cape Town. Santos, their journey. Recently, Cape Town Spurs, their journey. Double relegation, and now City.
We had this discussion the other day, and it's you try to pinpoint what the what the reason is behind all of this. You know, you had Milano, you had Vasco, you know, teams of, you know, big, well, you know, Santos, a big team. And you try to pinpoint why this happens in Cape Town, but it seems to be a trend.
But why, though? I mean, when you had that discussion, and I'm glad you're saying that it's something you've recently had a conversation about, because for me, it is startling when you look back at the Greek gods, Hellenic, and what they brought to football. Obviously, the original Cape Town Spurs team as well. You know, your Sean Bartlett's, your John Mbitsos, everybody, I can name gazillion and one people. But to find themselves here, you've got Stellenbosch, yes, but they almost like a new entity. You know, Chipper decided to look at where their bread is buttered and they ducked for the Eastern Cape and, you know, left Cape Town. Is there a reason?
You know, also you gotta look at financially. You know, we all know Joburg where they're the big teams, the money's there. So you also look at that. But again, it's very difficult to pinpoint what it is exactly that happens to these teams in Cape Town. You know, Cape Town City, like I said, you know, a well-run club, professional, you know, and you just don't know. Maybe there's a voodoo on it.
Sure, voodoo. You believe in voodoo? You never told me this.
Rob, I played in the league for 20 years. I mean.
So, okay, just out of two, you can see what the time is. I have to take a break now. It's 20 past. Between Pirates and Amazulu, who had the stiffest
You
booty?
can't ask me that.
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
Hashtag MSW.
Share your data and stay connected with an MTN mobile internet plan. For just $199 per month, you'll get 50 gigs of anytime data that can be shared with up to 5 MTN numbers. Whether it's family, friends, or your other devices, everyone stays online. Plus, add a 4G pocket router for just R10 extra per month and connect up to 10 devices. So visit an MTN store or mtn.co.za now. T's and C's apply. Today, we make moves. MTN.
Dear Journal, trying to be an adult, day 3274. Every time I go to a fancy birthday dinner, I'm reminded I'm just 5 fancy birthday dinners away from financial ruin. Note to self, don't make any more born in June friends.
Recently removed from the family payroll? Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's like 570 Rand a month, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
They say 2's a couple, 3's a crowd, but 4 is a party. Grab your crew and head to Panarotis for the classic Monsterito Quattro Pizza. Just $199.90. That's nearly half a meter of pizza. With your option of 4 different flavors, there's something for everyone. Whether you're into spicy, cheesy, meaty, or veggie goodness, visit Panarotis and enjoy every bite. Panarotis, big on family, big on pizza.
Lotto Star does scratch card games like no one else. In seconds, you could win payouts of up to 75 million Rand. With just a scratch of a card, you could boost your bank balance, win a gold bar, or shine bright on Diamond Rush. Scratch now on lottostar.co.za. Your world of live games. Lotto Stars licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Do you sometimes feel like you're not reaching your full potential and often hitting a slump? Slowmag, the #1 magnesium supplement, helps you fight that constant feeling of tiredness and aids in rapid recovery after physical activity. Slowmag is available from leading retail pharmacy chains, selected retail stores, and independent pharmacies nationwide. Beat your slump with Slowmag. Visit slowmag.co.za for more. Get information on medicines without a prescription from the online medicine directory from your trusted source, Sapra.
Zinzi, the Gen Z. Word on the street is you sold your car.
Yes, and you know I needed a glow up. Hashtag no hustle, no hassle.
So wait. The influencer got influenced by We Buy Cars.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And they came to me. They checked the car, they gave me an offer. Oh, and they paid me immediately. Easier than an Insta Live, without the weird DMs at 2 a.m.
I didn't understand half of the things you just said, but hey, we buy cars. Geared for the glow up, geared for you.
From all of us here at #MSW947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live, sending heartfelt condolences.
Yes, I am. Umlani Msibi. Bye-bye. Msibi. Thoughts, please.
You know, when you got a memory, the ability to handle post-match interviews in a way that I think at times when you got criticized by people to say, why not say more than just thoughts, please?
Coach, appreciate your time. Thoughts, please. Thoughts, please. Thoughts, please.
And he said, what should I do? I said, keep doing that. Because it is the coach's opinion that matters and not yours in your initial question. So when you say thoughts, please, you're not giving the coach an opinion of what you've thought of the game, but you're allowing him to give everybody the opinion of what he believes.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thoughts, please. Thoughts, please. Thoughts, please.
And you deliver from there. It became his signature. It became something that we all live and love up until today.
Thoughts, please. Thoughts, please. Thoughts, please.
#MSW. #MSW.
Yeah. Sadly, the family, colleagues, and South Africa will be laying the legendary broadcaster and commentator Phumlani Msibi to rest tomorrow. Wishing everybody strength ahead of a very difficult moment and period, given that this time last week, the news broke of his sad passing. Mark van Heerden is my guest tonight as we track back a glittering career spanning over, 2 decades? Am I counting correctly here, Mark?
Yeah, 19, 20 years, around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were, for this moment, not Mark van Heerden, and you had to give an independent opinion about a Mark van Heerden who retired last year in August, and you try and summarize his career, how would you summarize it?
I think it was, I would say, a career that, if it was never in doubt, a man that always put his best foot forward, always put the team first, and just went out and enjoyed the game.
The ability unquestioned?
Moments questionable.
What would you question about it?
Early on in my career?
Yeah.
Just, there was a lot of, you gotta have a bit of context behind the story.
Sure.
You're a young boy, you come into the PSL and you go from earning nothing to all of a sudden you got this nice lump sum of money in your bank account. So with that there becomes a lot of pressure. There's a lot of friends, and sometimes not the greatest friends. So in the beginning was tough. It was football wasn't the main focus, and then obviously I made certain changes and choices in life that helped me get to where I was.
So when you say football was not the main focus, explain that.
You become a public figure. You in the limelight. You're known. So you want to be out. You want to be seen. You want to be, and that was more the focus. Let's get out there. Let's party. Let's have fun. Let's, and this is just this is what happens. If you're not taught at a younger age how to handle yourself in these moments, in these situations, and that's where I found myself. I didn't know how to handle it. And a 19-year-old boy moving down to Durban by himself, having to find his own apartment, having to do everything himself. It was difficult. It was challenging mentally.
And obviously that's when you had made your move from Amatax to AmaZulu.
Yeah.
And at that stage, anything Ama was your team.
It sounded, I think Ama just sounded good.
Amajita hanging out.
You hit it on the head.
But then, I mean, we might joke about it, but then some players with gazillion more talent, as Benny McCarthy would always say, that a Patrick Mbutu had more talent than him, but Benny as a person had more discipline and just capitalized on whatever talent he would have. How are you able then to manage not being wayward like some of the players ended up being, but just maintaining yourself up until your retirement recently?
I think there's a lot of factors that play a role, but also you have a decision, and I always say this in life: you only have two decisions. You have the bad one and you have the good one. You make the bad one, you suffer the consequences. You make the good one, you reap the rewards. And I had a real good sit down with myself, and made a decision. Yes, I met my wife, and if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have played another 3 years after that. So, all credit must also go to her.
At what age did you meet Samantha?
23, around there. 23, 24. Got married 2 years later, and had two beautiful kids, and ended up having a career of 19, 20 years.
So would you say that has created part of the stability?
100%. I think, you got to understand that when you're a footballer, especially a young footballer, you move out of home and you move into this place that's all yours. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And not many guys like to sit at home alone.
Itchy feet and
people need company. That's us as human beings. We need company, and she definitely brought that. She brought the stability and the level-headedness.
And I suppose then that answers the question of why, with every move, whether it was a move from Amatax to AmaZulu in Durban, or to Orlando Pirates and then back to AmaZulu again, or to Chippa United, or to Stelis, or to Cape Town City, that you would move like squad. I think in one interview you actually said you guys are like gypsies.
Well, that again, that's your rock.
Yeah,
my family is my rock. So, that's what made everything easier. You knew, okay, we're moving here, and that's the end of the story. And we made that deal together. I knew I'd go to training, work hard, come home, rest, spend time with the family. Next day, the same thing. So it just, like you said, it gives you that stability.
Multiple coaches had an opportunity to shape you, both as a man, as a football player. Who do you look back to? And I mean, don't ever be afraid to say, if I don't mention so-and-so, they're going to look at me and maybe lament the fact that they were not mentioned. But you know who makes a big impact in your life generally. Would you pinpoint who that person is?
I look at one coach, Stevie Barker. He was very lenient on me at my days in Tux, but he guided me well, and he's been he was there through a lot of the times in my career. I worked under him with AmaZulu and at Stelis, but again, coaches like Clive, same thing. Later on you're working with coaches like Eric. So yes, there's 2-3. Rulani also, changed the way I thought about football. But I would definitely say Steve for, that football father figure.
And it's quite ironic that you mentioned Steve Barker, but you also mentioned Clive Barker, fall under the same tree, hey?
Evening, gents, and particularly to you, Mark. Yes, what a what a great person, what a great family man, and what a great footballer. I've known Mark since he was very young, when he first started playing at University of Pretoria, and I've always had a keen interest in his career, and he's played for me on a number of occasions, and I'm really, really proud to also see you starting to develop as a coach, and I wish you all the best in your coaching career. But as a footballer, Mark, you are a legend, a true legend of South African football. The way you just applied yourself, your professionalism, your attitude towards the game, and the way you looked after yourself, especially in the latter parts of your career, was really outstanding. And hence you were able to play the game for a number of years, and you were a great pleasure to work with. Your sort of leadership, your sort of work ethic, I think rubbed off on a lot of young players. And yeah, what a great left foot you had. One of the sweetest left foots I've seen, and great determination and attitude throughout your career. So really, really proud of what you've achieved, and being on the show as a legend, I think it's fully deserved. And I just wish you all the best going forward. And I'm sure I'll see you soon when we play each other. Cheers.
You'll both be playing the Legends teams now, eh? I mean, beautiful tribute. Stevie B, thank you so much indeed for that. Our first tribute coming through for you, Mark.
Yeah, it's, you get a little bit emotional, because you can still remember. You can still picture all the moments you spent together, the bad and the good. And yeah, Coach Steve was tremendous, caring, and also, hardworking, and a lot of my discipline I attribute to him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, him coming from a military background, how does that not rub off on you? So yeah, thank you, Coach Steve. That meant a lot.
Sure. All right, plenty of other tributes coming through, though, because, hey, you know what we do here, Mark? We celebrate individuals like you. We celebrate you because at times you might not know what you do just for people, for football, for society as a whole, because you getting up and you pursuing your passion. It's work, it's what you love. But at the same time, you're influencing and shaping a lot of people's minds.
Evening, Darop, and evening to Mark. Darop, maybe two questions for Mark. What does he make of his time at Orlando Pirates? And maybe seeing that it didn't even work out the way maybe he had hoped, because I think that's how he must have felt. Would he now feel that he can go back in a coaching capacity and maybe become a coach or form part of the technical team? And two, how does he feel about one of his former teams now relegated, being a Cape Town City, a team that he has played for much more recently now? Great show as always, Darop. Sure.
No, thank you so much indeed. Obviously, the second question dealt with already. A lot of people will always go back to your time at Pirates because it was 2 seasons. It was only about, 7 appearances that you made in total. But everybody knew that you could. What was it that made the appearances so few?
I wish I could tell you. I really do.
Yeah.
I put my best foot forward. I got really ill when I was at Pirates as well. So people don't know that, I was in hospital for quite a while.
Due to?
Well, I had pneumonia, I had coronavirus and fluid on my heart. So, it was a tough time in my career, especially because I'm a player that gives his all.
Yeah.
At training, and you want to see the rewards for that. But again, I can't say it was this, I can't say it was that. I just know that I walked away from there knowing that I did what I needed to do to the best of my ability. And I think also, Mushin had resigned. I just got there after he had resigned. So there was a very turbulent moment in my career there, Pirates history, but it just wasn't meant to be. Sometimes in life things aren't meant to be, and that's where that stands.
I mean, turbulent is a big word which could go either way. From a coaching perspective, did you understand? I mean, you were fully in training from what I know. You were fully fit from what I know. Yes, there was competition in terms of your position, but was it ever explained, or did you not even care to know?
I think, again, we had, like I said, Mushin resigned.
Yeah.
Palacios became the coach. And then Charles Jennifer became the coach. And then Micho and Rulani became the coaches. So it was, this one liked you, that one didn't, that one. Everybody had their own opinion. Everybody had their own way of doing things. So I think I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time when I joined the Orlando Pirates. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it because it made me a better person at the end of the day.
Do you think Dennis Onyango has fond memories about you?
Van Heerden looks as if he might take it as well. Makola, Van Heerden there with the left foot. Van Heerden, goal! First contribution this season from Mark Van Heerden. And Onyango is furious with himself. He was rooted to the spot. Game on here, Brian Martin.
It is. Like we said earlier on, I said it's not over yet. There's still some more goals coming.
You're visualizing that, aren't you?
I remember that free kick so clearly. Yeah, and those are the moments, I think, Rob, that you have to take out and cherish. And the difficult moments you take and you learn and you grow. So again, Pirates, I'll forever be grateful for them, or to them, for giving me the opportunity to wear the jersey. But at the same time, it doesn't define me. It doesn't define my career, and it made me a better person at the end of the day.
Do you believe, though, that you could have, and if things were different, maybe at Pirates, would have earned more Bafana caps?
I often think about it. I often think about if I was a regular at Pirates, I probably would have been a regular at Bafana. But again, you had Tsepo Masilela there, who was playing overseas at the time. So
La Liga.
So that's your competition. So again, everything happens for a reason and at the right time.
And it's very noble, though. I fully understand. But at the same time, you and I know that Tsepo, great player. Obviously, being exposed, we watch him every time playing on television because La Liga is widely watched around the world. But he was also injury prone. So if you are being called up as a backup, you don't even have to be playing. You can come in, but at least that says to the squad that you are there, in the country, you're being seen as the best. And that is why a lot of the voice notes, just saying that, we'll play them after the break, just highlighting the fact that maybe in a lot of ways, you probably be looked back and say, highly underrated, and we didn't fully exploit your true potential. Nothing to do with you. Maybe it's just the way football works.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW.
I got a secret. Do you love to play? Do you love moolah? then you'll love Fred. Sign up on betfred.co.za for the best odds online and SA across lucky numbers. Play sports and all your favourite games will match your first deposit 100% up to 5,000 Rand. Cause you can always bet on Fred. Betfred is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s are permitted to gamble. National Responsible Gambling Program on 0800 006 008. All games are fixed odds. Betting events. Winners know when to stop.
Foxfest deals are back. Get a free upgrade to the Polo Vivo Life when you buy a new Polo Vivo and pay 0% deposit. Get more features at no extra cost. Buy it now and only pay 3 months later. Offer valid only through Volkswagen Financial Services. Looking for something sportier? The stylish T-Cross is yours from just 399,900 Rand. These Foxfest deals won't last. Visit your nearest dealer today or visit vw.co.za.
I have tried all the steps. I need a technician.
We will get a technician right away. Have you tried restarting?
Restarting isn't working. Technician, please.
Okay, we will work on that. Please restart while you wait.
Ugh.
Sometimes you need a human touch. Get personally your service with BestMed Medical Scheme, a 2025 BHF Titanium Award winner for service excellence. Visit bestmed.co.za. BestMed Medical Scheme is an authorized FSP.
Every day I'm hustling. It's our reality as business owners. And it's good to know that there's someone out there who takes care of the business that makes the business. Gotta love My Way Business Insurance. Saving big on premiums with 24/7 emergency services, plus My Business Assist with marketing, legal, and labor advice services.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and standard rates apply. My Way. Live your way.
This is the deal your device deserves. Save up to 50% on Huawei Care Plus when you visit the Huawei Experience Store or purchase any device on the official website. Stay ready for SmartWay, for life's oops moments. With Huawei Care Plus, you're always covered. And right now, you only pay half the price. Available for selected models only. T's and C's apply. Offer valid until the 30th of June 2025.
Oh, Shane, do you have a sore throat? The Andalex range of lozenges offers two options. At the first signs of an irritated, scratchy throat, use Andalex lozenges for dual action, soothing relief. But for a painful, inflamed throat, use Andalex C lozenges for triple action, pain relief. Andalex, SA's #1 choice for a sore mouth and throat. Andalex lozenges are available at all leading pharmacies and supermarkets.
Just Andalex it.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Tears are rolling down from some quarters.
Let me get the chairman, John Committers, out of it. If John Committers had to put up his hand today and say, I, John Committers, committed X and Y, which would have contributed to the final outcome, what would X and Y be?
We had a gut feel about the coach that we started the season with. Not only that, we then added 9 players, all of which were big hitters, big salaries, big brands, and we thought this is what the club needs. A little bit of maturity mixed with the youth that we have. That's going to be a good mix. And it was like putting oil with water. Nothing mixed. Nothing worked. They didn't stand up and get counted.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Mr. Rob, it's Solifelang here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders, and good evening to Mr. Mark van Heerden. For me personally, an underrated fullback. You know, you look at what he has done for teams like AmaZulu, Cape Town City, Orlando Pirates, just to name but a few of the couple of teams that he has played for. Firstly, congratulations on a remarkable career. Yes, we're hearing murmuring of your retirement, you know, whether that is the case or you're still playing. I mean, you've had a remarkable career. We have truly, truly enjoyed witnessing a footballer like yourself. Just one question, though. if you have sought for life after football, if you have really thought of, retirement, whether you're going to announce that tonight or in the near future, have you thought of, still being a part of football, be it, in the development ranks? Are you looking to get your coaching badges? Are you looking to help the team out maybe, or whichever team, maybe administratively speaking? Are you still looking to, play a big role in football? What will you be busy with when you do decide on hanging up your boots? That's what I want to find out from you. Rich, as always, thanks.
Well, Lang, thank you so much indeed. Those boots have been hung. Hey, Mark van Heerden was my guest tonight. It is the Legends Night, #MSW. We're also live on the YouTube channel. Get involved in the conversation. Log in your comments. That decision was what? Not easy. Easy. Was it just the right time?
It was a decision that I was fortunate to make. My decision. Nobody made the decision for me. So it was my decision. And I think I got to a point where mentally I was drained. The constant having to look after yourself, the constant knowing your opposition, all the small little issues, everyday training, the bigger issues, the contracts. I thought in January I said to myself, this is my last season, and I'm glad I got to make that decision.
And I know he asked about the coaching role. You are assistant to Eric Tinkler. He called you up for an important assignment. I think important for himself, firstly. In a team that, I suppose, against all odds, comes in and knocks on the door of African football. Sekhukhune, a highly underrated team, but hugely talented bunch of individuals. So you've slotted in as an assistant to him. So that's official. That is out there. How's it sitting with Mark? I mean, you're getting a chance now at 36 to be an influential part of a movement.
37, by the way.
A March baby, by the way.
Yes, best babies. I think it's. I was surprised, sitting on a Sunday evening, 9:00 in the evening, and I get a phone call from Eric. So I was very surprised. But, I worked under Eric as a player and a hard worker.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have wanted to start my coaching journey with anybody else, if I'm being really honest. The last couple of months have been so informative. I've learned so much. And I've just enjoyed, gaining experience from him. And we have Paulus as well. We're not going to, I won't sit here and not mention him. And I think the three of us have really struck up a nice bond. And, I'm excited for what's to come. Yes, individuals in our team, we've got a great group of players and a very talented bunch as well. So yeah, I'm enjoying it and loving it at the moment.
All right, I'm going to get back to the other question that he asked about coaching and so on, because I've got another question around coaching. I just want to quickly acknowledge the shareholders that are watching on the YouTube channel. And Motanyana was saying that one of the most underrated players in South Africa, Samuel Marawa, says, great cross of the ball. Please ask Mark, why are there few of... Everyone keeps asking that. Do you believe there's few whiteys that are playing football in the league?
It's a difficult question to answer. We have, there was Michael Morton, there was Brad.
Yeah.
You had Jeremy Brocky. I think there's definitely talent, and there's talent across all races in our country. I don't think that they understand that they have the opportunity too. And I think a lot of them that do have the talent, I knew plenty of players that I played with growing up that just gave up too easy.
Because they felt they didn't get the opportunity or didn't have an equal opportunity to maybe...
No, I think, when I was at Super Sports Academy, in the beginning stages, we had whites, coloureds, and Africans. And I think it's a mentality thing. Even at that age, it's a mentality thing, Do I really want to become a professional footballer? And am I really willing to work as hard as I possibly can to become that? And do I love the game that much to be that?
Sure. And it's such an opportunity as well for everybody. And you see sometimes there's a jumping of, you become South African born and then you head straight to Europe, and then we hear that so-and-so is playing for Crystal Palace, for example, still eligible to play for South Africa. As a young kid, age is on their side, but they never really set foot within the PSL realm. So I think sometimes that then becomes a problem. But for this human being who also played for Pirates, he had no problems.
Mark van Heerden. Very, very glad Robert got you on the Legends feature. Much deserved. What an incredible career. We played against each other as very young kids and continued to have very competitive battles over the years that I enjoyed very, very much. And then obviously had the privilege of playing with you at Amazulu as well, and really enjoyed our time playing together. Set piece specialist, what an incredible left foot. Marcus, just very proud of everything you've achieved in your career and such a smooth transition into the next phase, which is such a good example for everyone else and other footballers, how you've embraced the next step of the journey as well. I don't necessarily believe you were meant to retire when you did. I mean, your last season, I think you were the best player at Cape Town City, in my opinion, and should have never hung up your boots. But look, everything happens for a reason, and here you are, assistant coach at a very successful football club. So I think, you're embracing that journey and you're doing very, very well, man. Just congrats on a phenomenal career, and I cannot wait to see what you're going to achieve in the next phase, in this coaching phase of your career. Congrats, mate, and we'll see you soon.
Big up, man. What a beautiful message. Thanks, Michael Morton.
Yeah, I mean, Mikey and I were, again, youngsters kicking each other on the field, and played against each other, played with each other, and also, Mike, same, true professional, top athlete. And it was an honor and a privilege to share the field with and against him.
You're probably the fittest two retired players. I've never seen somebody work as hard as Morton does. I've never seen somebody work as hard as you do. And you've had, which is a beautiful thing, health sponsors, health product sponsors for as long as one can think. And I think you still probably have two of them even up until now.
Nah, at the moment I don't have any sponsors. Rob.
So you retire, then they pull out.
It's tough. It's tough out there. But football. A football player, your biggest asset is your body, and I think Mike, myself, are testament to. And there's a lot of other players out there, Rama.
We had Vuyo Mary here the other day.
Vuyo.
Yeah.
A lot of let's call them veterans.
Luckily,
that that it becomes DNA. It becomes a part of you that you'll never stop training. And also my wife said to me, if I get fat, she's going to divorce me.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the legend. Rob, you are talking to a true gentleman, a servant of the game, an icon, a player with an illustrious career which spans across different clubs for many years. And we'll always remember Mark van Heerden as a player from that historical victory of Amazulu against the Manchester City team that had the likes of Pablo Zabaleti. And I believe Mark is now a coach, which I believe it's something remarkable looking at his experience that he has gained as a player. But I just want to find out from you, Mark, what is the reason going the Scottish route to acquire your coaching badges? Because I believe you are a holder of a UEFA B license through the Scottish FA. And I just want to wish you all the best in your coaching career. Thank you so much.
Deboka, thank you so much. Why you go to Scottish route? Because you're not the first one to do that.
Thank you, Deboka, as well. I think, I went through a company called 110 Sport to do my Scottish C license.
Yeah.
It was pretty much the easiest route for me to go. And then I just decided to continue with the Scottish FA. It was all seamless, and that's the simple answer. Is
very humbled. I mean, you were doing it with guys like Dougie Henderson and all of them. Eh?
Yeah, some Michu's, some incredible people there. Amazing facility, Orium, and just an all-round great experience. And the A license is coming next, which is hopefully in the next 2 years. But it was just easy to go that route, and yeah, I'm glad I did.
Good evening, Marawa and Marawa faithful, Robert. I think you have one of the greatest left foot players to grace South Africa's fields. I would just like to say to Mark, congratulations on a good career and a wonderful career, and for being on your Legends show. May he stay great and do wonderful things. Thank you, Cheslin.
Cheslin, thank you, man. Thank you so much indeed. You got a very proud aunt. You know who I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
She says she's loving the interview. He's such a great role model for us as a family. We are incredibly proud of him. That's Aunt Sandra Kirash.
Yeah, and you know her well too.
Very, very well. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, family's a big part of my life. And my mom was my biggest supporter. And then, my aunt was very close behind her. But yeah, family is a very, very big part of my life. And, thank you to them as well for always sticking by me.
With so much support coming through, we could take the next 2 hours to really unravel your career, but all you wanted to do was just say thank you for making such a big difference for all of us. And just to give you that recognition and say that, walk tall, whatever ups and downs that might have been, but you are recognized as a true legend of the game. You've touched all the major boxes that have to be touched to deserve being called that. You've made a difference. The way you uphold yourself every day makes a huge difference as a professional to our lives. So we just wanted to say you're a true legend. Stay strong, and we look forward to watching your journey grow as a coach.
Thank you very much, Rob. I really appreciate that, and coming from a legend like yourself as well, it means a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mark van Heerden, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to wrap up not only our Friday today, but to wrap up June. Is it still going to be June by next week? Yeah. This year is running away from us. It has been Friday Legends, brought to you by Slowbag, which is available at leading retail pharmacy chains, selected retail stores, and also independent pharmacies nationwide.
Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
All right, catch us again on Monday for Marawa Sports Worldwide. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets. Have a great weekend.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Play the game again. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW. Live now on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time.
#MSW.